Okay guys, so today I just wanted to come on here firstly just to say thank you to all the new subscribers on my channel. I really appreciate you guys, and I also wanted to do like an introduction because I feel like a lot of you may not actually know me and my story. So I thought the best way to do this would be with a topic, and as you can tell by the title, today's topic is, does makeup make you feel confident? And yeah, so I'm going to be doing my makeup whilst talking to you about confidence and like my journey with confidence. And I feel like confidence is something that is always evolving. And yeah, so I'm going to do my makeup and talk to you guys. So it's going to be a chit chat, cute little chit chat, get ready with me type style video. So I hope you enjoy it. I know you guys have been loving the try on hauls because honestly that is like my best kind of video on my channel so far, and I was kind of a bit reluctant to start doing those kind of videos, but you guys seem to be enjoying it, so I think I might be going more in that direction because I am really enjoying finding my style again. But at the same time I don't want to waste outfits, so I'm gonna probably wait until outside is open again so I don't waste outfits. But yeah, again, thank you guys for the love. Just want to give a shout out to some of the brands that I'm wearing. So the cardigan is from House of CB. You would have seen it in my House of CB haul. If you haven't checked that out yet, I will link in the cards. The jumper, what would you call it, turtleneck jumper is from Oasis. My necklace is from a brand called Kylie, and I will tag everything in the description box below. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty primer first. Just take a couple of squirts onto my face and rub that in. I feel like I look like a vicar. Okay, so let's talk about it. Does makeup make you confident? And simply put, I'm gonna say yes, but I feel like ultimate confidence comes from within. So I'm just going to talk from like my perspective as a woman and just simply based on like my experience. So if you disagree, that's fine. Let's just respect each other's opinions and have like a good discussion in the comment section below. Okay, so confidence for me is something that ultimately comes from within, but is something that can be built over time. And I feel like having makeup, and specifically my relationship with makeup and how I got into makeup, I think it can help with your confidence. For me, when I got into makeup, I was probably around like 18, 19, and I had never been allowed to wear makeup beforehand. Like my mum was very like against it. To be honest, I don't know why. I think she just was like, you don't need it. So she never really wanted me to get into it. But when I moved out and I went to uni, I just had that freedom to do what I want, and I wanted to experiment with makeup. So I'm going in with the Lancome Tons Idol Ultra Wear Foundation. It's an oldie but a goodie. I'm just going to dot that on my face. So yeah, I feel like makeup is definitely something that can help you feel beautiful, but it's a superficial kind of feeling because you don't want it to be that when you take your makeup off, you don't feel that same kind of like beauty or worthy. And I think the only way you can truly feel confident is if you know who you are. And for me, that comes with age. I definitely feel like when I was younger, I didn't have the most confidence, not just being like straightforward, because being like a dark skinned black girl, you never really, in the UK, you never really felt like you were the definition of beauty, and society definitely makes you feel like you're not the most beautiful. I think it wasn't until maybe like a few years ago that everyone started being like, oh, um, um, embracing darker skinned women as beautiful. And I feel like if I had that growing up, I definitely would have felt more confident in myself. But like in secondary school and like even primary school, the people who were considered beautiful were the Caucasian girls and the mixed race girls. And yeah, so for me, it was more about like developing my personality essentially. And I think that's a great thing. Like, although I wish that I did feel like confident and beautiful in myself, being considered probably like one of the less beautiful people growing up made me work on more than my outer appearance. It made me work on being funny, being personable, being creative, being somebody who could actually feel worthy when speaking to somebody and having a conversation, rather than feeling like they just like were talking to me because I'm pretty or I'm beautiful. And I think there's two kind of like sides to it. Yes, I would have loved to have felt like, oh, I was one of the pretty girls growing up, but ultimately I feel like it was a blessing because I was able to focus on what was within me and what was inside, and being like a actual good person. And things weren't just handed to me, so everything that I got, I know that I worked for. So yeah, it kind of gives me this kind of like, I'm kind of thankful that I had that. But at the same time, let's not get it twisted. Pretty privilege is a thing, and I would have loved to have been able to take advantage of that. A lot of people in certain spaces just simply because they are considered pretty. It's not like a good thing, but at the same time, people want life to be easy. Like, if things are going to come to you easily, I'm going to accept it, you know? So now I'm going in with my NARS concealers, one in Cafe and one in Amande. I use the one in Cafe just to cover any pigmentation that I may have, and the one in Amande underneath my eyes. These are minis, but if you want to know why I use minis, you're going to have to check out my Instagram, because there is a reel coming related to saving money when it comes to makeup. So make sure you're following my Instagram so that you can see my little tips and tricks on how I save on makeup. So yeah, anyway, so confidence is definitely a funny thing, a funny concept to me, because I feel like there are some people who are just born confident, and I definitely feel like it has something to do with the way they were brought up. Don't get me wrong, my mum always told me I was beautiful and made me feel like I was. But at the same time, I really didn't care about like that because ultimately I wanted the approval from my peers, wanted to feel beautiful like from my peers. And growing up, I never really got it, but at the same time, I didn't let it affect me. I worked on other things. And another thing with confidence, I definitely believe that it's something that also comes with age, because as you grow older, you care less about what people think. You care less about trying to fit in, and that ultimately is a way to be confident. So for me, the definition of being confident is knowing who you are and being happy with that, essentially. So you can walk into any room, any space, and not feel self-conscious, not feel less than, and not feel unworthy. I'm going to try and make this video not too long because I do find it hard talking while I'm doing my makeup. But let me quickly give you kind of a backstory as to how I got into makeup. So for me, growing up, like I mentioned, I wasn't allowed to wear makeup. But when I got into uni, I kind of started experimenting. And then it got to a point that I actually really enjoyed what I was doing because it was a creative outlet for me. I loved art growing up, and the type of art that I loved was portraiture. So for me, I loved painting people's faces, seeing the kind of like creases and the way there was movement in people's faces, the colour, the pigment, all that kind of stuff was something that I was really intrigued by. So for me, I really loved seeing people's faces. So it kind of made sense that I would love to experiment with makeup and stuff. For me personally and my relationship with makeup, it wasn't always the best. So I have something called PCOS, and one of the, I guess, symptoms, I guess. I don't know if it's symptoms or let's just call it symptoms. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But one of the symptoms is excessive hair growth in areas that would be typically considered areas that men grow hair in. So for example, like the chest, like the stomach, like the face. And the face one was a really difficult one for me because with the stomach and the chest you can hide that, right? But with the face you can't really hide it. And for me it was about finding ways to work with it. I went through so many years of like shaving, of like waxing, of like plucking, and as you can imagine, like on my face, I actually have sensitive skin, funnily enough. So like on my face, I would have so much irritation and like pigmentation from like picking ingrown hairs and having all those like scalps and stuff. So for me, it was about hiding that. So initially, I got into foundation. That was the first thing I got into, to cover up those areas, to try and feel like okay, because I would go walk out and I wouldn't feel confident on days where I would have like a lot of like bumps on my face. A lot of the time I would like wear a scarf to try and cover it, even in summer. Like imagine, even in summer I would use a scarf to try and cover my face because I just didn't feel beautiful. I didn't feel confident. I knew that I was basically growing a beard and I would shave it because that was the best way I knew how, or I would wax it, but then waxing you would have to wait in between. Anyway, long story short, it was really difficult for me to manage. And so I would wear makeup. I would literally plaster on layers of foundation and stuff to try and hide all the stuff on my skin. I didn't really care about the texture coming through. I just wanted my skin to look even, and so that people wouldn't see what was going on underneath. And I guess for me, I don't know if today if I would still feel the same. I probably would, because for me I feel like I like to feel feminine. I like to feel beautiful. The way in which I feel beautiful is through my appearance. Don't get me wrong, I can walk out on the street without no makeup and still feel like I'm that girl, I'm that bee. But I have to say, laser definitely helped me with that. Getting laser hair removal on my face definitely helped me with that because it was difficult. Being a woman, you go through so much trying to present yourself in a type of way. Not just for men. It's not that I'm doing it for men, but it's just to feel confident and beautiful in myself, so that when I look in the mirror, although I know that yes, I grow facial hair, I know that it's not something that I can't manage, essentially. I hope this is coming across well, and whoever is watching this, if you're young, please take whatever I'm saying with a grain of salt. I don't want to influence you to feel like you have to get like laser or you have to do a certain thing to make yourself feel beautiful. That is not what I'm saying. But I do believe that these things can help to build your confidence to the point that you understand that you don't actually need it. That's what I want you to take from it. It's not that you need it, but they are there to help you along that process of self-confidence and self-belief. And that's how I feel about makeup. Makeup was a way for me to uh, feel confident when I would leave the house, and it was what I needed at that time. And like I said, with age, I know that now that I don't actually need it. So if I do have like bumps or whatever on my face, which I still do get sometimes, I will still walk out the house because I know who I am. I know that I am beautiful. I know I don't need makeup, but it's something that I like in a way to express myself, in a way to feel feminine. So I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. It's so funny how like makeup is always ever evolving. Like it's always changing. You never know what is like the right way to do things now. So at this point, I don't even really care. I just do what I like. Okay, so I've blended that out. Oh, I used the Becca Ultimate Coverage Concealer in the shade Golden. If you know me and you've been watching my videos, you know this is one of my favourite concealers. And I've just blended that out. It gives a nice bright under eye that I like. If you're not a fan, it's fine, you don't have to do it. Let's take the Laura Mercier. I'm only going to take a little bit because lately I haven't been liking putting powder on my under eye. I feel like as I'm aging, it's getting drier and drier. Oh, see, it's creasing already. Okay, so for me, another way I kind of have learnt to become more confident in my skin and in who I am is through God. Honestly, I believe that God can help you through anything, and He will bring people into your life and things into your life that will help you realize that all this makeup and fashion and beauty, all this stuff is, all this materialistic things are meaningless. Like life is too short to be like worried about what people think and living your life for other people. And I feel like once you get to know who God is and the fact that He brought Jesus into this world to die for us, to like to even just complimenting, just contemplating the idea that someone will give His son to die for you and I, that is unconditional love. We do not understand what unconditional love is. And I feel like when you just take the time to know who He is and have that relationship with Him, you will really, really come to understand that, wow, all of this is so meaningless. Like makeup to impress people is just a waste of time. Do it because you want to. Do it because you love it. Do it because it's a creative outlet for you, which are all the reasons that I do it. Because I genuinely find I find it fun. I love it. I love the process of it. Like I told you, the journey in which that I took to finding makeup and like experimenting with makeup has been one that kind of just made sense, like looking back. And again, it made sense because I knew God was using it as a way for me to like get to know people, as a way for me to like talk to people and converse with people, and as a way to just see beauty in what God has created. That's why I truly believe that makeup is something that is to enhance. Like, don't get me wrong, I love to do like creative, fun, quite out there looks sometimes. But when I'm working with like a client or something, I never want to completely change the way they look so that they become unrecognizable, because there is beauty in what God has created. So why would I want to completely change that? No, I want to enhance the features that God gave you, not hide them, not change them. And don't get me wrong, like it's fine if that's what you like to do because you want to be creative or whatever, that's fine. But I would say if you're doing it because you don't like the way you look, you need to sit with that and deal with that. I would suggest either speaking to someone as a therapist or speaking to like someone you admire, that you in your, like your family or friends, and just because there is so much beauty in who you are. God created you that way for a reason. God created me to be me. He knows why I'm here the way I look right now, because it's all to his plan. And when you like sit down and you reflect on that, like, wow, like I was created in God's image, like I was fearfully and wonderfully made, like damn, is that me? Is that me? You literally, if you just listen to the words that God has written, like you will really understand that you are truly beautiful, and you don't need anything to feel confident. You just need yourself. You just need to know who you are, and that will really bring the confidence that you need. Okay, so I'm going to quickly do the rest of my makeup. So the blush I'm using, as kind of like always, is Pinch Me by MAC. This has definitely expired, but I am still going to use it because I cannot be bothered to buy another one, especially since I'm going to wash this off like as soon as I finish this video. So yeah, just got my blush. I love blush, like I really do. People always love to say that black people don't blush, but oh well, like I like it. And I put it on my nose as well. I don't really highlight anymore, I don't know why, but I kind of like got over that. But I'm gonna spray my face with MAC Fix Plus. You guys really don't seem to like makeup videos anymore, so I don't know if there's any point in me going through what I'm going to do on my eyes or nah. But I think I'm just going to skip that part and come back, because yeah, I don't think you guys really care for all that stuff anymore. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I did my eyes. So what I used was this eyeshadow palette by McGrath. You guys have seen this palette before, I think, but anyway, I'll show you again. So it's this gorgeous palette here. Sorry if you can hear the construction in the background, it's so annoying. Like, I literally waited ages for them to stop, but I don't think they're stopping anytime soon. So we move. So I was going to do my lips off camera, but I thought you might want to see the lip combo that I've decided to pair with this eyeshadow look. My smile lines are so annoying. Can't do anything about them, unfortunately. So I wanted to do something a bit different with my lips. So I'm going to go in with my lip liner from MAC in the shade Cork. It's been such a long time since I've used this that it's literally not doing anything. I guess it's doing something. So yeah, I wanted to use this Kylie Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Pumpkin because I haven't actually used it before. So hopefully. Society makes you feel like you have to do so many things in order to feel confident, but really and truly just get to know yourself. Get to know yourself, what you like, what you want from life, and just from there you'll be able to feel confident in yourself. I'm going to go in with Kimberly in the centre. Wow, this is interesting. I think this might have been a mistake. I feel like I look like an auntie. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to go in with the liner again. Hopefully that helps. Okay, it's not awful. Okay, I'm not loving it. Sorry guys, the background noise, I know, I'm really sorry. But I'm going to go in with Fenty Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow. Hopefully this can bring it all together because I'm really struggling with this one. You know what? I'm going to leave it. I am just going to work with it. I'm not going to talk much because there's a lot going on in the background. So I'm just going to basically recap and then say bye to you guys. So ultimately, feeling confident with makeup, can you? Yes. Is it the best way to feel confident? No. I think the best way to feel confident is within yourself, knowing who you are and believing you are worthy no matter where you are. In any situation, you know that you are the best version of yourself and therefore you feel confident. And that's ultimately all I have to say on the topic, really. I will put some like scriptures that I find help me when I'm feeling not confident, And I feel like confidence is a thing, it's a daily choice. Like, you choose to feel confident. Because there are times where I get up and I'm like, oh, I'm so ugly, this, that, and the other. And I have to remind myself that, wait a minute, do you know who you are? Do you actually know who you are? And then also, words of affirmation also is a way to help you feel confident. If you keep speaking positively into your life, then it will present itself. Like, you will believe what you're saying. And yeah, so I will put information on all that stuff and what I put on my face in the description box below, and I will see you guys in my next video. But before you go, make sure you subscribe and join the family. We just like to have a good time here, so join in, and I will see you guys in my next one. Have a lovely and blessed Sunday, and see you guys. Bye.